Forget the idea of drinkable water as a safety seal. About 2,000 years ago, plenty of water looked clean, felt cold, even tasted pleasant. And still, it could kill you, slowly. You step into an ancient city, and the first thing you look for isn't a temple or a palace, it's a water point. Without it, life stops. With the wrong one, life collapses. For them, good water was water with no strong smell, not cloudy, not drawn from a swamp. It was a verdict of the senses, like judging food at a street stall, but the danger was invisible. You follow the sound of falling water and find a public fountain. It shines like a monument, almost like a modern plaza drinking station, but countless people touch it, dip jugs, spill, return. Now you climb down to a well, deep, dark, with worn ropes and buckets thumping stone. It feels protected from the world, yet it takes in seepage, trash, sometimes even animals. Depth is not purity. In many homes, the answer is a cistern, rain captured from the roof, stored for weeks. Think of a rooftop water tank without chlorine, without a perfect lid. Dust, leaves, insects, everything becomes part of it. And then comes the greatest pride, the aqueduct, a line of stone and arches carrying water for miles, like a highway of liquid, but it isn't invincible. Any crack, leak, or grime changes everything. Water reaches distribution boxes, pipes, simple spouts, open basins. You trust it because the city trusts it, but trust doesn't kill germs, and what sits still in reservoirs can grow a life of its own. Now look at the street. Mud, dust, droppings, slaughterhouse blood, animals passing. When it rains, the city becomes a funnel. That mixture runs into gutters, puddles, and sometimes near where you drink. In the market, water is everywhere, rinsing greens, thinning sauces, cleaning fish, wetting hands. It's like a packed mall with no soap station. Any bucket becomes a shared tool without constant care. In the kitchen, you smell firewood and smoke. Boiling helps, but it costs time and fuel. No one boils everything all the time. On busy days, raw water goes into quick soups, fruit, and your thirst. That's why fermented drinks matter. Wine cut with water, beers, and thin-grain porridges can seem safer because fermentation and acidity may reduce risk. Not a miracle, just a social strategy with limits. You enter the baths, steam, voices, echo, perfumed oil. It's like a giant ancient spa, except the water moves among bodies, sweat, and wounds. Cleanliness and contamination can share the same heat. In the communal latrines, routine is blunt. Seats in a row, casual talk, water flowing beneath. The problem is proximity. Water, flies, hands, and food create a loop that's far too short. And the sewers? In some cities, drainage is efficient. In others, it's open ditches. Even where it works, a clog, a flood, a bad repair is enough. The system that protects can also spread, like poor ventilation. Parasites love this world. Microscopic eggs in water and food enter your body unnoticed. You don't feel it at first. Then come weakness, pain, anemia, weight loss. The enemy needs no war, only a sip. Dysentery is the fastest hit. Diarrhea, cramps, dehydration. You lose water while trying to survive water. In dense cities, it becomes a cascade. One person contaminates another, and normal life turns into crisis. Typhoid also lurks, with persistent fever and exhaustion. It travels on hands, utensils, contaminated water. You can drink today and collapse days later without seeing the source. Can you feel that slow trap closing? There are also liver illnesses spread by poor hygiene and dirty water, marked by yellowed skin and deep fatigue. Names changed, explanations too. The body spoke in signs, and the community often called it bad luck. Children suffer first. Less mass, fewer reserves, higher vulnerability. One severe bout of diarrhea can be decisive. You watch mothers improvise better water, but without a lab, it's all trial. Childhood pays for the invisible. When drought arrives, the city's mood shifts. Fountains shrink, wells drop, cisterns turn murky. Urgency rules. You accept almost good water, like eating food on the edge. Risk rises with the dust. In floods, the opposite happens. Too much water, but useless. Everything mixes. Latrines overflow, ditches spill, dead animals appear. The current carries contamination high and low. The whole city becomes a shaken cup. In times of siege, water becomes a target. Aqueducts are cut, wells poisoned, fountains controlled. You learn fast that infrastructure is vulnerable. It's like striking a metropolis's power grid. Panic hits before hunger. On the road, danger multiplies. Beautiful rivers can hide contamination upstream. Roadside wells absorb every kind of use. You choose by appearance, reputation, price, and sometimes you choose wrong because you have to. Picture a laborer hauling stone, grain, bricks. Sun pounding, throat scraping. The nearest water is the most tempting. You drink without thinking. That sip, repeated daily, becomes a bitter lottery at crowd scale. Ancient medicine explains illness with humors, bad air, imbalance. Not all of it is right, but some practices help. Rest, broths, avoiding suspicious water. Yet without germs, it's like fixing an engine in the dark. Still, techniques exist. Cloth to strain, settling to drop sediment, mixing with wine, using charcoal and sand when available. It's an ancient DIY filter. It sometimes works, sometimes fails, and you don't know when. Your senses become an alarm. Rotten egg smell, metallic taste, odd color. You learn to distrust, but the deadliest danger may have no smell at all. How many threats would you accept today just because they look normal? Inequality decides a lot. Wealthy homes can have better cisterns, cleaner access, servants to fetch good water. Poor homes drink whatever is closest. It's like living in neighborhoods with different sanitation in one city. In the countryside, you imagine purity, but animals drink in the same stream, waste runs off after rain, and wells can be shallow. Sometimes it's better than the city, sometimes not. Nature isn't a synonym for safety. And then there's faith. Sacred springs, healing waters, ritual washings. Symbolism gives courage and hope. But the sacred doesn't sterilize. Devotion can draw crowds to the same water point, amplifying risk without meaning to. Authorities try to control things. Some cities protect sources, ban certain work near fountains, build channels, clean reservoirs. It's public management before modern science. But enforcement fails, interests collide, and life moves faster. When an outbreak begins, it looks like isolated misfortune. Then it becomes pattern. One neighborhood, then another. Jugs circulate, vendors keep selling, baths stay busy, latrines fill. Disease uses the city's logistics like a map. Imagine 1 week. Heat, low water, packed market. You see someone drop with fever, another with diarrhea, children going limp. The sour smell of vomit in an alley. The city tries to continue, but footsteps turn to silence. The response comes in small shifts. Fetch from another source, boil more, mix drinks, scrub cisterns, move trash away. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's late. You realize survival is adjusted routine, not heroic cure. The legacy of great works is ambiguous. Aqueducts, baths, drainage inspire centuries. They're like ancient subway infrastructure, impressive, connective, sustaining, but without treatment they only move water. They don't guarantee health. Archaeology finds hints in pipe sludge, cistern deposits, signals in bones and teeth, texts about fevers and flows. Nothing is perfect, but the pattern suggests daily exposure to risk. And then a modern myth is born. Back then the water was pure. It wasn't that simple. There were clean places and awful ones, good days and deadly weeks. The past isn't a romantic filter. It's a brutal lab of trial and error. Today, you open a tap and expect safety because there's treatment, monitoring, testing, infrastructure, and maintenance. That didn't appear by magic. It was a response to centuries of avoidable death. Modern potable water is collective victory. So when you picture an ancient fountain shining in the sun, remember, beauty doesn't guarantee protection. And there's still more buried in channels and cisterns waiting to speak. In the next video, which ancient city should you cross with me? If you love traveling through time, subscribe to the Fatos do Passado channel and comment below.